I take women to a restaurant and order all the expensive things, then say I can't pay for it. It's a test. They don't know that I own the place. This one grabbed my hand and ran out without paying. She's a keeper. I'm sure. Hello Redditors of the internet, Noble Xenon here, and welcome to r/ThatHappened, part 10. Let's get started. So, for this next one, yeah, they definitely misplace your organ during surgery and they're trying to buy you out. When I tried donating my kidney to my best friend and the doctor says they lost a kidney mid-surgery, so now my best friend is dying and I have one kidney. No guys, I'm actually serious. They actually lost my kidney. They can't find it anywhere. The doctor misplaced it. I'm acting upon it legally and suing. Update, the hospital is trying to cover this up and pay me money so I don't have to sue them. How would that even happen? For this next one, I don't know about that. On r/teenagers, OMG guys, I slapped a girl's ass today by accident. Yes, accident, I'm not weird. And she whispered in my ear, "Harder, daddy," and I just turned red and she was smirking. After school, she messaged on Instagram saying she wants to meet tonight at the park. What do I say? You say nothing, cause it's all in your head. Moving on to a local nut job who ruins a minimum wage employee's day. Cashier at the supermarket. Would you like to donate to the children's? Our government is poisoning its people for profit, Cheryl. Do you really trust Superstore or the children's whatever to give my money to the children? And then, radio silence. Random dude behind me in line. Yeah, air fist. I need a vacation. Oh wait. For this next one, can't say I'm surprised someone's trying to use their kid to push their political agenda. Hank, a 6th grader, got 1 day of lunch detention. Why? Because he was covering his ears while CNN 10 was on. He was asked to stop and listen to the video. He replied, "I don't want to listen to Democrats," and continued to cover his ears. Oh, he's looking for that Fox News. We go to Twitter for this next one. Had a date. His car fob died in a push start. I offered to help. He said no. Mans went to 3 stores for a fob battery. 2 hours still didn't work. I got on YouTube and fixed it in 8 minutes. Haven't heard from that man since, laughing emoji. And this somehow got 120,000 likes. Oh, Twitter, why are you like this? For this next one, oh my gosh, he's the principal's son. I am a girl and I do not wear makeup. Never. Ever, just because I want people to see who Madness Fox I am. What? Not the kitten they want me to be. Also, the boys with baby girl. A conversation between me and a random shitty boy. Boy, hey baby girl, me. I am not gonna let you put a single finger on me. If you dare touch me, please remember I am not going to forget and one day you will regret, son of a bee. I know it sounds weird, I'm not a serial killer or something, I just want to scare them off. My bestie girl, you know who that is? They're the principal's son. Boy looks at me with wide smile, thinking I will be like other girls and fall in love with him being afraid of his dad. Me? Well, he can be the son of anyone. He is a player and a dumbass. I'm not afraid of his damn dad. Oh, you just know this one's not like the other girls. This one makes up stories for fun. For this next one, and everyone clapped. Apparently I'm applying to X Factor for 2 reasons. 1, because I sang karaoke when drunk and now everyone, including my mom, wants me to. And 2, to piss my ex off because he was a musician and got a few measly claps when he played, but I got a whole pub clapping and buying me drinks. And 2-in-1 spook comments, I mistook X Factor for Fear Factor and was super confused for a moment. Yeah, that would have completely different implications there. Oh man. TSA agent, nice necklace. Me. It was the equivalent to an AR 4,000 years ago. Cool sunglasses emoji. TSA, flushed emoji. Me, keeps on walking like a badass. Oh yeah. For this next one, oh boy, sovereign citizens strike again. My 17-year-old son got pulled over by a cop on his electric bike yesterday and this is how it went. Officer, you know I could give you a ticket, right? My son, I don't think so, officer. Officer, how come? For crime to exist, there has to be an injured party. Can you please show me, sir, who did I injure or who is filing a claim? Have a nice day, son, and stay safe. Same to you, officer, and thank you for upholding your oath to office. Love that, your son is so smart and respectful and you're raising a fine, upstanding American patriot. Freedom! Raising him right. Sovereign citizens love to think the laws don't apply to them. My dad's maid overslept his alarm and had to get on a flight within an hour, so he shoved all the clothes on his bed into his suitcase, but when he got to the airport, he found out he'd packed his friggin' cat. Haha, I'm not even lying. With a lot of laughing emojis. And now the most believable bee story since the movie starring Jerry Seinfeld. According to all known laws of aviation, there is no way a bee should be able to fly. Its wings are too small to get off its— oh wait, I think I have the wrong script here. Ah, here's the right one. When we lived in Vancouver, Washington, there were bees everywhere. And I do mean everywhere. I constantly let them out when they got trapped inside the house or fell into containers. I noticed that they always flew a figure 8, 4 times right in front of my eyes before flying away. Once a black widow spider was in the process of wrapping a bee. I carefully shooed the spider away, cut the thread, and removed the wrapping bit by bit with a pair of tweezers. When I was finished, the bee cleaned itself, still in my hand. When ready again, the bee flew in a figure 8, 4 times, inches from my face, and then it flew away. Come September, the weather started to get cold. My 3 teenage boys and I got back home late one night. When we walked in the house, every single wall and ceiling were covered 4 deep in bees. Before they could say anything, I whispered that this was an honor. The bees were swarming and they trusted us with their lives. Just go to bed slowly, not to scare them. Tomorrow, they'll be gone. We all slept extremely well that night. I felt protected actually. Sure enough, they were gone in the morning. To this day, this was the most amazing thing that has ever happened to us. Yes, bees and all living creatures are intelligent beyond our imagination. And Mr. Bryant says then the next day, 10 huge jars of honey appeared on the table. Hey, if you're enjoying this, then why not hit that like button? If you want to see more, subscribe and hit that little notification bell, and comment if you have something on your mind. For this next one, we got a badass over here. They also claim to crack someone's skull in middle school. God damn. Well, as a black belt and international boxing gold medalist who has trained since age 5 and hospitalized men thrice her size, I'd love to prove you wrong. Heart, physical strength is influenced by a lot of things. Truly an Amazonian goddess right here. For this next one, Twitch stream comments never disappoint. When I was in Hawaii when I was 14, they had an open bar. I've had full facial hair since I was 12, okay? I went up to get a water and the bartender goes, "Want something tastier?" Started serving me Mai Tai, sex on the beach, pina coladas, lol. When I was in 8th grade, I was getting bullied by this girl. One time after class, I punched her to the ground and stuffed my huge D down her throat. It eventually started to enjoy. The funny part is the teacher wanted to join in too. She's a 68-year-old widow and probably hasn't had one in a long time. Yeah, FBI, this is really friggin' creepy. Holy. For this next one, my school's T account. The emojis just added the believability of this obviously real story. Our biology teacher is dating a student's dad when they aren't supposed to, and someone told another student, and she literally bribed us to give us an A and a pizza if we didn't tell the principal, skull emoji, skull emoji. Oh, wow! Then their grades were so high they went to Harvard. For this next one, she didn't recognize her own dad's voice. When my dad, yes, my dad, has been buying my OnlyFans content through not one but 2 different accounts, and was a personal client of mine on both of accounts for over a year, and the only way that I found out is because he had called me to play with myself for $150, and I could hear my mom in the background talking on the phone. Hold up, your dad? This next one's on a post about how kids these days are just too lazy to work. My son has been shoveling our neighbors' sidewalks in the mornings before school since he was 3 or 4 years old. He does their driveways if he's home from school or after school. It was on his own initiative. He is now 7 years old, and last winter was the first time he got some treats and money for his work. This year, it's more of his own little neighborhood job. His younger sister helps out sometimes too. You just don't see this anymore. He started it all on his own. He's made out really well so far this year with all these little snow quote storms we've been having. Of course, it's not a real snowstorm unless there's been 3 feet of snow. And the reply, "That's great to hear. Finally someone understands the point." The point of what? This next one's out of the mouth of babes. My 11-year-old overheard my sister and I having an adult conversation regarding gender. I was so busy ignoring her and throwing out the occasional yeah, I didn't realize my little girl was behind me. My little one interrupts my sister to say, Auntie, what are you talking about? There are only two sexes, boys and girls. If a boy is happier living as a girl or a girl is happier living as a boy, that's fine. But when they go to the doctor, they're still a boy or a girl. Out of the mouths of babes, laughing emoji. I won't even describe my sister's meltdown. And 388 people like that. Oh, YouTube. For this next one, yep, $1,400 to flip a switch. I did IT work for a little private company. Guy called because his new PC wouldn't turn on and it's like 3 p.m. He was 100% willing to pay for me to drive 5 hours one way to get it working today because he wanted to play games today. 5-hour road trip later and the address is his huge mansion. I thought I was in the wrong place. Used the intercom at the gate and nope, this is the place. They were a cool couple and this dude had built his own gaming rig. It was absolutely over the top. I'd never even laid eyes on hardware that expensive before. He never turned the power switch on his power supply on. He paid $1,400 for me to come out there to flip a switch and drive 5 hours each way, I suppose. I also installed his graphic drivers, but that was technically free, and then gave me $5,000 cash as a tip, all because he was excited to play League of Legends on his new PC. Incredible. For this next one, yeah, sure. I have to laugh at all the people who say essential oils aren't beneficial to health. 2 years ago, my friend's aunt was going through chemo for breast cancer and the doctor said she had only months to live. I wouldn't accept his diagnosis, and after using my own research, I came to the hospital and explained to the doctors what I had found. They allowed me to put drops of eucalyptus and lavender oil into the chemo drip, and the literal next day, I got a phone call from the hospital telling me the tumor had shrunk nearly all the way away, and that her cancer wasn't terminal anymore. They said it was directly caused by the oils I administered. My friend's aunt and I hang out to this very day and brags to all her friends about how I saved her life. This is just dangerous. Don't use essential oils like this. Just don't. This next one's a guy who's way too proud to have supposedly spanked a grown man in public. This is in a subreddit about fish tanks, by the way. I think it more just comes out like that online. Particularly Reddit because it's, quote, anonymous and you can't get punched through the screen, so people just don't care to trouble themselves with being respectful. In real life, most people probably aren't such Ds. And the reply, out of nowhere, LOL, they can't. Because they'll run into a 6'3", 280-pound teddy bear like myself that will crush them when they start acting like a child. I bent a grown man over my knee and spanked them in front of a whole house party when I was like 26 years old. That shit was hilarious. I call them keyboard warriors. And you right now are acting like a keyboard warrior yourself, thinking you're such a badass. For this next one, he really showed him. It's always so rewarding seeing certain people getting what they deserve. The other day I put a couple dollars in a vending machine for some chips and this entitled jerk walking by, B-U-Y, swiped them right out of the machine before I could grab them. I watched as he walked away eating them, flipping me off. Then suddenly he started choking, falling to his knees and grasping at his throat. It was great. I just flashed him my fat one and strolled off. Hold on, what? These stories just take a weird-ass turn for no reason. For this next one, father pays $15 to express gratitude to Uber. My dad was doing a delivery for Uber Eats. His data for the month ran out at 11 p.m. and he needed 1 hour for the next month's refresh. An extra 1 gigabyte of data is $20 in his phone plan. The delivery fees is worth at best $4. He paid the phone company and delivered the takeout. I asked him, Dad, you would never have done that in your 20 years in Canada. Why change now? He told me, Uber has been good to our family, and the gig helps me put food on the table. The company deserves my $15 in respect. Way to go, Uber. You guys are doing business right. Are you just advertising for Uber? Also, Uber didn't even get the $15, making this even more confusing. Oh, and another Uber-related story. OMFG, my Uber driver took a turn down a dark road, y'all. I done punched this man in the back of the head. He talking about, sorry, road was closed, see? and gone start tapping his phone hard AF to show me, "My bad, sir, I thought you was trying to kidnap me," with a lot of crying emojis and skull emojis. Oh, we go to Quora for this next one, and then I proceeded to sprint home at speeds faster than Usain Bolt in time for dinner. The person who's answering has a BPhD in universal wisdom and dark matter and string theory, artists and creative professions, is 20.5 miles per hour fast for a human. That's the speed of an athlete above average. The fastest I have ever run was 32 miles an hour. I was next to a mail truck keeping up the whole block. When I hit the corner because of a street light, the guy in the truck yells, "You know how fast you were running?" I was like, "No." "What, 10 miles an hour?" He said 32 miles an hour. 32 friggin' miles per hour. I'm getting out of here, you're an alien. He hits the gas, blows the red light, and leaves. I was just shocked with a 3. That all happened. So the answer to your question, it's good, but it could be faster. You could be as fast as me. Never mind that Usain Bolt, the fastest man alive, reached a top speed of 27 miles an hour. Or 44 kilometers an hour for those countries who don't belong on r/not like other countries. This next one, 100% happened, not fake at all, not clickbait, gone wrong. I remember my first question to my teacher on the first day of high school. She said, "No such thing as a stupid question." I raised my hand and told her, "So the principal is paying you to give us an education, so can we get paid so we can cooperate and participate in class?" Laughing emojis. Whole class burst out laughing. I'm sure it was absolutely hilarious. Okay then, so 10 minutes after class was supposed to start, someone throws a book at the whiteboard and everyone goes silent as this guy in a baseball cap leaps over his desk to the front of the room and says, "I guess we can start class now. We're gonna start by talking about my favorite subject, me. My professor is a really young dude and disguised himself as a student." For this next one, yeah, it was so awesome. What better way to convince us that this is legit by starting off with actual recent conversation? Teen boy trying to be cool and impress the teen daughters. Boy, your dad plays Dungeons and Dragons, right? Daughter, yeah. Boy, what a dork. Daughter, shrugs, and Magic the Gathering. Sounds like a total nerd. Excuse me? Your dad sounds like a loser. Daughter takes a big pre-explosion breath. Me, coming round the corner. Maybe. But I'm also a Marine, ranked in 3 martial arts, a semi-competitive shooter, and competitive powerlifter, about to break several world records. In short, I'm strong AF. So the next words out of your mouth need to be taking your leave, followed by an exit. Boy, mumbles apology and leaves. Me, sorry if you liked him, but he was a D-bag. Daughter, that was awesome! I could practically hear the boss music when he turned the corner. This next one's just a prank, bro. Don't worry about it. I remember doing this back in the day when I would see a cop had someone pulled over. I would shoot my starter pistol out the window while riding past, and seeing the cop die for cover was hilarious, but then I knew to step on the gas and get the hell out of Dodge. I'm glad they never caught me because the situation could have ended badly. Oh, I'm sure it could. Absolute idiot if you actually do this. For this next one, yeah, because this is how 6-year-olds think. We got our 6-year-old son a new Switch for Christmas. Went to the park today. He played with another boy who also had their Switch with them. He came over to me and I noticed one of his controllers was a different color. He explained to me that his new friend Tariq had 2 brown controllers, and he had 2 white controllers. They each agreed that their Switches didn't represent the world of equality that they wanted to live in. So they swapped one controller with each other so they each have 1 brown and 1 white now. Was so proud of him. Gave him a big hug and looked across the park. Saw Tariq's mom giving him a big hug too, and we both started crying. Parenting is its own reward. Oh, we go to TikTok for this next one. Wow, I think I found one. Principal touched my sister and she took his head and slammed it between the door and car. Says he slipped with a broken eye socket and smashed jaw. Your sister is my hero. Wow. Why is it that TikTok always has these fake stories with an ungodly number of likes? And for this next one, of course she just sat there for 80 minutes without saying a word, because that's what humans would do. I've known women who will just plant themselves somewhere and literally just refuse to move. I hung out with this girl one time, and at the end of the day, I pulled up to her house, and I was like, okay, see you later, and I'm not exaggerating, she sat there for an hour and 20 minutes and would not move, like, at all. She, like, wouldn't talk suddenly either. At like 20 minutes, I was like, okay, what's going on? Your house is right there. And like 40 minutes in, I was like, please leave. And around an hour in, I remember just being like, get the hell out of my car, what's going on? And she still wouldn't move. Then she awkwardly drew a sad face on a piece of paper and left. Some women are just like crazy. Like, you would never know, oh, I don't got game, so I wouldn't know. Just sitting there like a statue for 80 whole minutes, like what? And this last one, I think, deserves its own video, because the person is a serial liar making up stories on the daily. But for now, here's a bit of a background. Was fired from work for stalking and harassing women, then was arrested for the same thing. Came up with this realization that he is autistic without any medical professional diagnosis, does stupid shit for years to ruin his life and blames it on his autism. Now claims that his autism is great because he has a superb memory and it makes him quirky and unique in social situations. It is not just some fun quirk, let me tell you that much. You'll have to stay tuned if you want to hear the stories of this serial liar. Anyway, I'd like to thank all of my patrons, especially Benjamin, Spoonie the Rogue, Nightcrawler, Catalan, Cormendi, Bacon Cat, and a jury of jubilantly juggling Jerrys. You can join in the link below, and thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like. If you have something interesting to say, don't forget to comment. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe and hit the little notification bell. See you guys next time.